Alright, so now that I showed you guys what the problem is, I'm gonna take this hot water tank off and get it fixed so I can take a hot shower. I got a pan on the floor to catch the water. So this is the line right here that I have to undo. And don't worry, if you haven't watched my video before, there is no power going to this. This is just there. You could throw water in there. There's no wires in here at all. So we gotta undo my propane line. This is probably gonna be this and a screwdriver is gonna be the only tool I need for this job. And with that done, alright everyone, try not to pay too much to this horror scene and this right here. I decided to just throw some paint on here while I was painting some things that's going to come up in my next video. I wanted to just throw some paint on here because I'm tired of looking at the door, and by me doing this it looks even more ugly, so I'm hoping I'll just hurry up and do something about it. If you got any ideas of what color I should paint this door or what I should do with it, let me know down in the comments. I really appreciate it. So what I'm gonna do now is open this up. So this is probably gonna be boring for a lot of people, but just in case there is anyone that do have these heaters,
I can show you guys how to fix them and how to stop this from happening in the future, because I'll never let this happen again. It's so stupid. It mainly happened, well, it happened because I left water in it, and I know that over this heater above it is just clear, like open vents. I mean, bugs can't come through it, but air comes through it with no problem. And I know I should have closed it off. I mean, emptied the water out of it. Let me see how. I know I gotta lift these up. Let's take some tissue. Wrap this in tissue and get it under there so I don't scratch anything. Get it up just like that. There we go. There we go. Alright, while I have it out, I might as well clean the face of it, right? Oh, that's dusty. Alright, put this stuff over here. So the part we're going to be working on is over here. Just going to lift this off.
okay. Alright, so we're just gonna let that stay to the side like that. I actually need this on an angle, and well, let me show you guys the problem in the gaping hole. Look at that hole. That is quite a big hole. Yep, that's what water can do to my beautiful heater. Oh my goodness, this thing, if you guys don't have one of these and you want to shower, I recommend this highly. They're really cheap, and as long as you take care of them, you don't have to worry about problems like this. some solder that's made for this, lead free. That's always a good thing. But this is what I'm going to be using. Some solder from brass, some flex.
I'm going to start by just scuffing it up. You want to make sure you expose the crack really good, because as you can see, it's not just this part that's open, it goes up and it's cracked pretty far up there. And I'm hoping this is the only part that's cracked. I'm hoping this is the only part that's cracked. Get it on. Alright. I don't actually know what this silver stuff is, but I want to get it all out the way so I can weld just on the brass. Alright, now that I've got it that far, I actually want to close that up as much as possible. I want to close this hole up as much as possible.
Alright, I'm just going to use these to pinch it without crushing it. Alright, we're already halfway there. Look at that. Looks good. Get a close in. Yep. It's already damn near close. It's already almost close. Having to use my bigger propane torch, and all this is an adapter. All this is an adapter, and then the 1 pound trusty propane tank.
I just needed more heat. It's pretty well covered now. I'm just making sure it's not gonna leak. So I'm just trying to melt everything in together. Yep. Seems like it melted in together pretty good. And come on this side. Make sure it's all melted in. Oh yeah, I can see something right there. I'm just gonna fill that in. Completely hardened up down there already. Excuse me, I need to see. So, this is the only part I'm worried about right there. But I won't know until I get it on. I'm just gonna melt that a little bit more. Why do it twice if you don't have to? Okay. I'm actually gonna try to remove some of this excess here. Let it harden up. Should harden up here in a second. Yep. Nice, I'm just taking it off. There we go.
Alright, so I just woke up. I let this sit overnight. I got really tired and just had to stop and take a break. So I got it all soldered up and show you guys that now. This is what it looks like. Hopefully it'll hold. Now I'm just gonna reinstall it back on the wall. So when you're living in a van, you're pretty much your own handy person. You can't really call a professional and say, hey, my pipes are frozen, what do you guys suggest? Or I mean, I guess you could do that. And us, I mean, if you tell them you live in a van, they're probably gonna raise an eyebrow or something, like ask a whole bunch of questions. But for the most part, like, you gotta figure it out. Like, you gotta have a little bit of know-how, and you gotta be willing to do it. With this lifestyle comes a lot of freedom, but at the same time, it comes a lot of responsibility, like that you wouldn't have in a normal house, I think, or that you could push off to someone else if you really needed to. Like, you got to worry about your water, you got to worry about if you have enough power for the day, you got to worry about how much power you're using. You got to worry about if you have like enough liquid propane gas, if that's what your choice of method is to cook. You got to make sure you're always being safe about it. And I guess mainly living in a van, the extra responsibility comes from worrying about if you have enough power to do what you want to do or do what you need to do. So that's mainly the whole thing of it. Making sure you have enough power. Just trying to get the last of these screws in. Alright, show you.
I got it all back together now. Now I'm just about to put these knobs back on and test her out. They're all the same size, right? Nope, this one is smaller, this one is bigger, this one is bigger. Let's see if I can get this right on the first try, because I actually don't remember what knob went to where, but we got two big knobs and we got one small knob. I'm going to assume the two big knobs went on these two here. Just because it's got more of a, I don't know what to call that, more of a surface area or whatever it has to travel. Alright, so yeah, because that's set for winter. And then, so just so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And then that's, and if you guys can see, I wrote on there so I don't have to switch this all the time, because the hotness for my shower is different from the hotness of my sink. So for the sink, I don't want it that hot, and for the shower, I want it pretty mild. There you go.
Now you guys, if you want to try these settings, you can follow the same settings I have. It's winter time here in Michigan, and these are the settings I'm using. Alright, let's install this bad boy. Oh, it just peed on me. It's peeing on me some more.
Alright, you guys want to stay right there and... Alright, you guys want to stay right there and watch it for me and tell me if it leaks or not? I'm gonna turn on the water. Alright, cross your fingers. Alright, so it sounded like it held water. Let's see. No, it's not leaking. I don't see any leaks. I'm gonna let it just hold the water pressure.
Working for one. Let's see. So this is cold. This is hot. Yep, it's going through. Alright, I'm gonna hook up the power. Alright, so I'm gonna hook up the propane and the power and the fans, and I'm gonna do some dishes and take a shower and see how this baby works. Alright, so I'm all done with my hot water tank installed. I got it to where it's not leaking. I fixed it. If anyone is interested, this is a 6-liter hot water tankless hot water heater, and here's the specs on the side. And yeah, I really recommend it. It's a good hot water tank. I've had no problems out of it except for that one problem where I've let cold air get on it, and that was my fault. So for now on, I'm just gonna drain the water whenever I know I'm gonna be out the van for more than 8 hours and it's really cold outside.